Hello everybody, and welcome to this day of the Nature Challenge. We started quite early on in the challenge with a story about a tree, so I thought we'd have another story about a different tree towards the end. So once upon a time there was a man and a woman, and they were expecting a baby. They were both very excited, and the man went into the wood to collect some wood to make the cradle. And he fashioned the cradle, took loads of care, and he put it in their house, and they were ready for the baby to arrive. But something weird happened. Every time they put the baby into the cradle, the baby started to cry. Wah, 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 wah. They'd pick the baby up, and the baby would stop crying. They'd put the baby down. Wah, wah, wah. The baby would start crying. This went on for a few days. They couldn't work out what was happening. They could put the baby down elsewhere, but just not in the cradle. They decided that one of them, in this case a man, would go and find the wise woman of the village and see if she had any advice. So he went off to the wise woman of the village, and she asked him what kind of wood he'd made the cradle out of. Elder, he said. She said, now that is a good wood for a cradle. She said, but did you remember to ask the fairies before you took it? No, he said, I didn't ask the fairies. Well, no wonder your child is crying, she said. Every time you put the child into the cradle, the fairies are pinching the baby. Oh my goodness, said the man, that will never do. What can I do? Can I make it better? What shall I do? Go back to the woods, she said, and ask the fairies for permission to use the elder. So that's exactly what the man did. He went back to the woods and he found the elder tree, and he spoke to the elder spirit, and he asked the fairies if he could have permission to take the elder for the cradle for his baby. Luckily for him, permission was granted. So then he went back to the cradle and his wife and his baby, and this time when they put the baby in the cradle, he didn't cry anymore. This is the elder tree, just beginning to flower. It's actually quite stinky today. Elder is one of the fairy trees, so please remember, whenever you take it to do any crafting, ask the fairies for permission. You don't want to get pinched when you go to bed at night.